His lips crashed against mine, and for 3 perfect seconds, the world disappeared. Then I heard the gasp, sharp, horrified, and everything shattered. Dante pulled back like I'd electrocuted him, his dark eyes wide with something I'd never seen before: fear. My lipstick stained his mouth, evidence of what we'd just done, what we'd been hiding for months. "Dante," the voice came from behind me, female, cold as winter steel. "What the fuck is this?" I turned. A woman stood in the doorway of his penthouse office. Designer heels, blood-red dress, face twisted in disgust. She was beautiful in that untouchable way. Sharp cheekbones, perfectly styled black hair, eyes that could cut glass. "Isabella," Dante said, and the way he said her name made my stomach drop. Not like he was introducing us, like he was caught. "Is this the waitress?" Isabella laughed, but there was no humor in it. "The Nigerian girl from your club? Are you fucking kidding me right now?" My heart stopped. Waitress. Like that's all I was. Like these past 4 months meant nothing. "Get out," Dante said to me. Not to her. To me. "What?" My voice cracked. "You heard him." Isabella stepped closer, her perfume expensive and suffocating. "Leave, before I have security throw you out." "Dante." I reached for him. He moved away from my touch. Actually, moved away. "Amara, just go, please." The please was worse than a slap. I stared at him, waiting for him to tell her we were together, that I wasn't just some waitress he'd kissed on impulse, that the last 4 months of stolen moments, whispered promises, and nights in his penthouse meant something. He said nothing. "Oh my God," Isabella's eyes narrowed as she looked between us. "You've been sleeping with the help? Does Papa know?" She pulled out her phone. "This is... Isabella, don't!" Dante's voice turned sharp. "Stepsister?" The word fell from my lips. Everything went silent. "You never said... You told me you had no family." Isabella's laugh was cruel. "Stepsister. His father married my mother 3 years ago, which makes this..." She gestured at me, at him, at the lipstick still on his mouth. "Awkward at family dinners, if you were ever invited to one. Which you won't be. Get out, Amara." Dante wouldn't look at me. This was a mistake. A mistake. 4 months. A mistake. I ran. Through his office, past his security, into the rain that had started falling like the universe knew I needed to cry but couldn't. Not yet. Not where they could see. My phone buzzed as I hit the street. "Dante." "I'm sorry, 2 words. That's what I got. 2 fucking words." I blocked his number and kept walking. 3 months earlier? "Girl, you're gonna spill that champagne all over someone important, and we'll both be fired." My best friend Zara grabbed the tray from my shaking hands. "Relax, it's just rich people. They're regular assholes with better shoes." I laughed, despite my nerves. It was my first night working at Eclipse, the most exclusive nightclub in the city. Zara had gotten me the job after I'd moved here from Lagos, desperate for something, anything, to help pay for my nursing degree. "I just don't want to mess up," I whispered. "You won't. Just smile, don't make eye contact for too long, and if anyone gets handsy, knee them in the balls. I don't care how much money they have." That's when I saw him. He sat in the VIP section, surrounded by men in expensive suits, but somehow separate from them. Dark hair, darker eyes, jaw sharp enough to cut. He wasn't smiling at whatever joke one of his companions had told. He looked bored, dangerous, like he was cataloging every exit, every threat, every weakness in the room. "Who's that?" I asked. Zara followed my gaze and sucked in a breath. "Oh no, that's Dante Moretti, off limits. Like you'll disappear and they'll never find your body off limits." "Moretti? As in the Moretti family. Mafia. Real deal, not movie bullshit. His father runs half this city." She grabbed my arm. "Amara, I'm serious. Don't even look at him too long." But I already had. And worse, he was looking back. His eyes locked on mine across the crowded club, and something electric shot through me. Not fear, something else, something that made my skin feel too tight and my breath catch. He tilted his head slightly, a silent command. "Oh shit," Zara muttered. "He's summoning you." "What?" That head tilt thing. That means come here. Amara. It's fine, I'm just bringing drinks." I grabbed a bottle of their most expensive whiskey. My hands trembled. The walk to his table felt like miles. Every eye in VIP tracked me. I felt like prey walking into a den of wolves. "Gentlemen," I said, forcing my voice steady, "can I get you anything?" "You're new." Dante's voice was deep, accent slight, Italian wrapped around American English. He didn't ask, he stated, "First night. You're nervous." "I'm fine." One of the other men laughed. "Boss, she's shaking so bad she might drop that bottle." I wasn't. But now I was aware of every micro movement my body made. Dante's eyes never left mine. "What's your name?" "Amara." "Nigerian?" I nodded, surprised he could tell. "Igbo or Yoruba?" "Yoruba. How did you—" "I pay attention." He gestured to the seat beside him. "Sit. I'm working. I own the club. Sit." Zara was going to kill me. I sat. The other men at the table exchanged glances but said nothing. Whatever Dante Moretti wanted, Dante Moretti got. "Why nursing school?" he asked. "I didn't tell you I was in nursing school." I asked around. Why? "Because I want to help people." It sounded naive saying it to him, to a man who probably hurt people for a living. Is that funny? No. He poured whiskey into 2 glasses, handed me one. "It's rare. Most people in this city only want to help themselves." "And you?" I shouldn't have asked, but something about him made me brave, or stupid. His smile was slight, dangerous. "I am this city, Amara. Drink." I did. It burned beautifully. We talked for an hour. He dismissed his associates with a wave, and suddenly it was just us in the VIP section, cocooned from the rest of the club. He asked about Lagos, about my family, about why I'd left everything behind to come here. I asked nothing about him. Zara's warnings echoed in my head, but he offered pieces anyway. "My mother died when I was 8. My father remarried when I was 25. I don't have siblings. I don't do relationships. And I definitely shouldn't be talking to you this long." "Then why are you?" "Because you're the first person in 5 years who's looked at me like I'm human." My heart did something complicated in my chest. "Dante," a voice cut through the moment. A blonde woman in a dress that cost more than my rent appeared at the table. "We're leaving. Father's expecting us for—" She stopped, looked at me. "Oh, you're busy." "I'm not." Dante stood suddenly cold again, distant. "Amara, back to work." Just like that, I was dismissed. But as I walked away, I felt his eyes on me, burning into my back. Present day. My apartment, 11:47 p.m. I couldn't stop crying. Zara held me on our ratty couch, letting me soak her shirt with tears and probably snot. "He called you a mistake," she said quietly, in front of her. "His stepsister." I laughed bitterly. "He lied about everything. No family," he said. "No complications." "Baby, the man is literally Mafia. He's nothing but complications." My phone buzzed. "Unknown number. Unknown. It's me. Don't block this one. Please let me explain." "Unknown, Isabella saw us. She'll tell my father. You don't understand what that means." "Unknown, I had to protect you." "Protect me?" I read the messages aloud. "By humiliating me? By calling me a mistake?" "Unknown, I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. I never meant—" I blocked the number. "Good," Zara said fiercely. "You deserve better than a man who treats you like a secret." But that was the thing. For 4 months, I'd liked being his secret. Late nights in his penthouse after the club closed, him teaching me Italian while we cooked pasta at 3 a.m., the way he'd touch my face like I was something precious, rare. "I love you," he'd said 2 weeks ago, tangled in his silk sheets. I know I shouldn't, but I do. I'd believed him. Amara? Zara's voice pulled me back. There's something you need to know about the Moretti family. I don't want to. They don't just run clubs and restaurants. They control everything. Drugs, weapons, politicians. And Dante, he's being groomed to take over. His father's getting old, which means anyone close to him is a liability. I finished. The pieces clicked into place. That's why he ended it. Maybe he's just an asshole who was slumming it with the waitress until his real life caught up. Both options hurt. My phone rang. Unknown number, again. Don't answer, Zara warned. I answered. Amara, Dante's voice was rough, desperate. Don't hang up, please. Give me one reason. Because I love you. Because I fucked up. Because I need to see you. No. Amara, you made your choice when you told me to leave. When you let her call me the help and didn't correct her. When you... My voice broke. When you acted like I meant nothing. You mean everything, he was shouting now. I heard something crash in the background. You think I wanted this? You think I wanted to fall in love with someone who makes me weak? Who makes me want to walk away from everything I've built? Then do it. Walk away. Silence. You can't, I said softly, because you're not actually choosing me. You're choosing your empire, your family, your legacy. I'm just the girl you wanted to pretend with for a while. That's not... I hung up. Zara looked at me with something like awe. Damn, girl, that was brutal. I learned from the best. I wiped my eyes. I need to quit Eclipse. I can't see him every night. Already done. I called Marcus. You're on indefinite leave. Zara. What are best friends for? She pulled me close. We'll figure this out. You'll finish nursing school. You'll find some boring, stable guy who worships you. Dante Moretti will be a memory. But even as she said it, I knew it was a lie. Some men don't become memories. They become scars. 2 weeks later, City General Hospital, 6:45 a.m. I'd picked up extra shifts at the hospital where I was doing clinicals. Anything to avoid thinking about him. Avoid checking my blocked messages. Avoid the hollow ache in my chest that wouldn't go away. Amara, we need you in Trauma Bay 3. My supervisor called. Multi-vehicle accident. Multiple casualties. I ran. The trauma bay was chaos. Blood. Screaming. The sharp antiseptic smell mixed with something metallic and wrong. I fell into the rhythm immediately. Pressure here, IV there. Vitals every 30 seconds. Female, late 20s, severe head trauma, someone called out. Male, mid-40s, internal bleeding. We need more hands in Bay 4. Gunshot wound, critical. Gunshot wound. Something cold slid down my spine. Amara, my supervisor grabbed my arm. Bay 4, now! I ran and stopped dead in the doorway. Dante lay on the gurney, blood soaking through his white shirt, his face pale as death. His eyes were closed. Machines beeped frantically around him. You know him. One of the doctors looked at me. No, I don't. The lie tasted like ash. Good, because this one's bad. Gunshot to the abdomen, possible liver damage. We need to move fast. I should have walked away. Should have told them to get someone else. But my hands were already reaching for gloves, my training overriding my broken heart. Amara, pressure on that wound now. I pressed down on his abdomen. Blood, hot and slick, poured over my hands. He groaned, eyes fluttering. Dante, I whispered before I could stop myself. Stay with me. You stay with me, damn you. His eyes opened, found mine. Angel, he breathed. My angel. Then his eyes rolled back, and the machines started screaming. Waiting room, 9:23 a.m. You shouldn't be here. Isabella Moretti stood in front of me, flanked by 2 massive men in black suits. Up close, I could see we had the same honey-brown skin tone, though she was lighter. Same high cheekbones. We could have been related in another life. I work here, I said quietly. You worked on him. I saw the schedule. You were in that trauma bay. I did my job. Your job? She laughed sharply. Is that what you call it? Sniffing around my family's money, around my stepbrother? I didn't know. That he was rich? That he was important? Please. She stepped closer. Her perfume was different today. Jasmine and threat. Girls like you always know. You see a man with power and you... Isabella. The voice came from behind her. An older man, 60s, silver hair, eyes the same dark shade as Dante's. He radiated authority, danger. That's enough. This had to be Mr. Moretti, the father, the man who ran the city from shadows. Papa, she's... I know who she is. His gaze pinned me like a butterfly to cork. You're the nurse, Amara Oladipo. He knew my full name. Of course he did. Yes, sir. You saved my son's life in that trauma bay. The doctors told me. You stopped the bleeding long enough to get him to surgery. He moved closer. Why? Because it's my job. Is that all? I met his eyes. Yes. He studied me for a long moment. Then, surprisingly, he smiled. You're a terrible liar, Miss Oladipo, but you're brave or stupid. I haven't decided which yet. Papa, you can't seriously... Isabella, go home. Your mother's worried. But now. She shot me a look that promised violence, then stalked away, bodyguards following. Mr. Moretti gestured to the plastic chairs. Sit. It wasn't a request. We sat. My son has been distracted lately, he said carefully, making mistakes, taking unnecessary risks. I couldn't understand why. Then Isabella told me about you. My stomach twisted. She said he's been seeing a waitress, a Nigerian girl with no family here, no connections, no value to our organization. He paused. She wanted me to make you disappear. My blood ran cold. But I did some research first. You came here on a student visa 3 years ago. You worked 2 jobs while maintaining a 4.0 GPA in one of the hardest nursing programs in the state. You send money home to your mother and 3 younger siblings every month. You've never been arrested, never touched drugs. You volunteer at a free clinic in the worst part of the city. He leaned back. You're clean, genuinely clean. Do you know how rare that is in my world? Mr. Moretti, my son told me he loved you 2 days ago, said he wanted out of the family business, wanted a normal life. His jaw tightened. With you. Everything went silent. Dante had tried to leave? For me? I said no, of course. He's my heir, my legacy. I've spent 30 years building this empire, and he thinks he can walk away for some girl? The words should have stung, but his tone was almost sad. So I had him followed, had his phones tapped, had my people pressure him, remind him of his obligations, his duty. You pushed him away from me. I protected our family. There's a difference. Is there? Anger flared in my chest. Your son is in surgery right now because someone shot him, because of your world, your choices, and you're still trying to control him? Careful, girl. Or what? You'll make me disappear? Fine. Do it. But it won't change what he feels. It won't make him stop loving me. Tears burned my eyes. And it won't make him happy in whatever prison you've built for him. Mr. Moretti was quiet for a long moment. Then, he was meeting with the Calabrese family, trying to broker peace. Someone ambushed the meeting, killed 3 of his men, shot him twice. His voice roughened. He almost died because he was distracted, because he was thinking about you instead of watching his back. The guilt crashed into me like a wave. So you see, Miss Oladipo, your relationship with my son doesn't just hurt him. It makes him weak, vulnerable. And in our world, weakness gets you killed. He stood. The surgery will take another few hours. Go home. Forget my son. If you truly love him, you'll let him go. He walked away, leaving me drowning in the waiting room. My apartment, 2:47 p.m. He said you make Dante weak. Zara paced my tiny living room. That's manipulation 101, Amara, making you feel guilty for something that's not your fault. But he's right. I curled tighter into myself on the couch. Dante got shot because his enemies shot him, not because you exist, not because he loves you. She knelt in front of me. Baby, you can't take responsibility for Mafia politics. Maybe his father's right. Maybe the best thing I can do is stay away. Is that what you want? No. God, no. I wanted Dante. Wanted his laugh when I said something ridiculous in Italian. Wanted his hands on my skin. Wanted the future he'd whispered about at 3 a.m. A house by the sea, away from the city, away from his father's shadow. Just us. But wanting wasn't enough. My phone buzzed. Zara's boyfriend, Marcus, head of security at Eclipse, calling. Marcus, is everything... He's awake. Dante, he's awake and he's losing his shit. Ripped out his IV. Tried to leave the hospital. Security had to restrain him. He's screaming for you, Amara. Screaming your name. My heart stopped. I can't. His father said, fuck his father. Get to the hospital before Dante hurts himself worse. He hung up. Zara was already grabbing my jacket. Let's go. You don't have to. Girl, I've watched you cry for 2 weeks. If there's even a chance this man is worth it, we're finding out today. Now move. We moved. City General Hospital. Private wing. 3:34 p.m. I heard him before I saw him. Get the fuck off me. I need to see her, Amara. 2 security guards were trying to keep Dante in his hospital bed. He was shirtless except for bandages wrapped around his torso, an IV dangling from where he'd torn it out, blood dripping down his arm. He looked wild, desperate, beautiful, and broken. Sir, you just got out of surgery. I don't care. Where is she? Someone tell me where. His eyes found mine in the doorway. Everything stopped. Amara. My name on his lips broke something in me. The security guards looked at me, confused. Everyone out, Dante said, never breaking eye contact. Now. Sir, we can't leave you alone. Out! They left. Even they knew better than to argue with a Moretti. Zara squeezed my hand. I'll be right outside. You need me. You scream. Then it was just us. You're here, Dante breathed. You're actually here. You almost died. I know. You got shot twice. I know. And your first thought was to find me? Tears streamed down my face. Are you insane? Yes. He tried to stand, winced, sat back down hard. Amara, I need to... Fuck! I need to explain. Your father already did. He told me everything. How I make you weak. How you almost died because you were distracted. How I'm... He's wrong. Dante's voice was steel. He's wrong about everything. You don't make me weak. You make me want to be better, stronger. You make me want to be a man who deserves you. Dante, that day, when Isabella walked in, I panicked. I knew if she told my father about us, he'd hurt you, so I played along. Made it seem like you meant nothing, like you were just some girl. He was shaking. It's the biggest regret of my life. Watching you walk away thinking I didn't love you, it killed me, Amara. Every fucking day since has killed me. I couldn't breathe. The meeting that got ambushed, I was negotiating my way out, trying to broker peace so I could step back from the family business, so I could... His voice cracked. So I could have a life with you, a real life, not hiding, not lying, just us. You can't leave your family. Watch me. They'll kill you. Then I die free. He reached for me, and I couldn't stop myself from closing the distance. His hands were warm on my waist despite everything. I love you. I've loved you since that first night when you sat down at my table and looked at me like I was human. I'll love you until my last breath, and if that breath comes sooner because I chose you over them, then so be it. That's insane. Yes, it is. Love makes us insane. He pulled me closer, ignoring the pain it must have caused. Tell me you don't love me. Look me in the eye and tell me you don't want this, and I'll let you go. I'll never contact you again. You'll be safe. Free. Tell me, Amara." I tried. I opened my mouth to say the words that would save us both. "I can't," I whispered instead. "I can't because I love you too. I love you so much it terrifies me." "Then stay. Be with me. We'll figure out the rest." "Your father?" "I'll handle my father." "Isabella?" "I'll handle her too. The entire Mafia, Amara." He cupped my face. "I'll burn down the whole fucking city if that's what it takes to keep you. But you have to choose this. Choose us. Choose me." His lips found mine, and it was nothing like our first kiss. That had been tentative, exploratory. This was desperate. A man drowning, and I was air. I kissed him back just as fiercely, tasting salt from tears. Mine or his, I didn't know. "I choose you," I breathed against his mouth. "God help me, I choose you." The door burst open. Mr. Moretti stood there, Isabella behind him, both their faces twisted in fury. "Get away from my son," Mr. Moretti said quietly, the kind of quiet that preceded violence. Dante pulled me behind him despite his injuries. "No, Dante, you heard me, Papa. No, I'm done. Done with your empire, your rules, your control. I'm out. You can't just... I can." Dante was on his feet now, swaying slightly but standing. "I've spent my entire life being what you wanted. The perfect son, the perfect heir, the perfect weapon. I'm done. I want a life. My life." "With her?" Isabella spat. "You'd throw away everything for some nurse?" "Yes, I would. I am." Dante's hand found mine. "And if you can't accept that, then we have nothing more to say." Mr. Moretti's jaw clenched. "You walk out that door with her, you're disowned. No money, no protection, no family. Then I guess I'm free." The silence was deafening. Isabella laughed, a bit hysterically. "This is insane. Papa, tell him, enough!" Mr. Moretti held up a hand. He looked tired, old. "You really love her that much? More. Even if it costs you everything? Especially then." Mr. Moretti looked at me. "And you? You understand what you're asking him to give up." "I'm not asking him to give up anything," I said quietly. "I told him to stay with his family. He's choosing to leave on his own." "Because of you. Because of himself. Because he wants something different than what you want for him." I stepped forward. "Mr. Moretti, I don't want your money. I don't want your power. I just want your son. The real him, not the heir, not the weapon, just Dante." He studied me for a long moment. Then, shockingly, he smiled. "You remind me of my first wife, Dante's mother." His voice softened. "She was fierce like you. Looked me in the eye and told me I was wrong when no one else dared. I loved her for it." "Papa?" Dante's voice was confused. "I'm not giving you my blessing. You understand that. What you're doing is foolish, dangerous. It will probably get you both killed." He moved toward the door. "But I'm not stopping you either. If you survive this, if you build a life away from all this, maybe that's what you're meant to do." "You're seriously letting him..." Isabella started. "I'm letting him choose, something I never got to do." Mr. Moretti paused at the door. "But Dante, understand this. You leave, you're on your own. If your enemies come for you, I won't help. If you need money, connections, protection, you won't get it from me. You're truly walking away from everything." "I know. And you're okay with that?" Dante looked at me. "More than okay." Mr. Moretti nodded once. Then he was gone. Isabella lingered, her expression unreadable. "You're making a mistake." "Maybe," Dante said, "but it's my mistake to make." She left without another word. The door closed. We stood in the sudden quiet, the weight of what just happened settling over us. "Did that really just happen?" I asked. "I think so." Dante swayed. "I also think I'm about to pass out." "Dante!" I caught him as he collapsed, hitting the call button frantically. Medical staff flooded in seconds later, easing him back onto the bed, checking vitals, scolding him for standing so soon after surgery. Through it all, his hand never let go of mine. 3 weeks later, small apartment across the city. "This place is a shithole," Dante said, looking around at our new apartment. It had 1 bedroom, a kitchen the size of a closet, and a bathroom with questionable plumbing. It was perfect. "This place is ours," I corrected. "No blood money, no strings attached. Ours." He pulled me close. His stitches had come out yesterday, leaving pink scars across his abdomen. Scars he got choosing me. "I love it." "Liar. I love you. The apartment is negotiable." I laughed, kissing him softly. "We'll make it work." "I got a job." I pulled back. "You what?" "Marcus is starting his own security firm. Asked if I wanted in. I said yes." He grinned. "I'm now gainfully employed. Legally even." Dante Moretti, legal employee. Who would have thought? Not me. His expression turned serious. "Amara, are you sure about this? About us? You gave up?" "I gave up nothing. I gained everything." I pressed my hand to his chest, feeling his heartbeat. "This is enough. You're enough. I'm going to spend every day proving you right." A knock at the door interrupted us. Zara burst in, Marcus behind her carrying boxes. "Okay, we brought essentials. Toilet paper, vodka, more vodka. Oh, you two are being cute. We interrupting?" "Yes," Dante said. "No," I said at the same time. Marcus laughed. "Man, you've got it bad." "Worse than bad," Dante agreed, looking at me. "Terminal." "Gross. I love it." Zara started unpacking. "Okay, so we also brought food because I know neither of you has gone grocery shopping yet, and Marcus, what are you doing?" Marcus had turned to Zara, his expression nervous. "Actually, there's something I've been wanting to." "Spit it out, man," Dante said. "Zara, we've known each other for 2 years, worked together, and I know I'm not smooth like some people." He shot Dante a look. "But I'm honest, and honestly, I'm crazy about you. Have been since the day you told off that drunk CEO who grabbed your ass." Zara's eyes went wide. "Marcus, I know you said you don't date coworkers, but we don't work together anymore. So technically," he took a breath, "would you maybe want to go to dinner? Like, a date dinner?" The apartment went silent. Zara looked at me. I nodded encouragingly. "Yes," she said softly. "Yes, you ridiculous man. I'd love to." Marcus's face broke into the biggest smile I'd ever seen. He picked Zara up and spun her around, both of them laughing. "Is everyone falling in love today?" Dante asked. "Is there something in the water?" "Happiness is contagious," I said. "Get used to it." He kissed my temple. I could get used to this. 2 months later, Marcus's security firm grand opening. The small office space was packed with people. Marcus had invited everyone, his old colleagues from Eclipse, some of Dante's few friends who'd stayed loyal despite his father's disapproval, nurses from my hospital, and about a dozen other people I didn't know. "This is insane," Marcus said for the 10th time. "I can't believe we pulled this off." "Believe it, boss." Dante clinked his beer against Marcus's. "You've got 8 clients already. We're going to be busy." "We." Marcus shook his head. "Still can't believe Dante Moretti works for me." "With you," Dante corrected. "Partners, remember?" I watched them from across the room, my heart full. Dante looked happier than I'd ever seen him. Lighter. Like he'd been carrying a weight for years and finally set it down. "He's different," a voice said beside me. I turned. Isabella stood there, elegant in a black dress, her expression unreadable. "What are you doing here?" I kept my voice neutral. "Marcus invited the family. Papa declined. I came anyway." She studied Dante. "He looks happy." "He is. Because of you. Because of himself. I'm just lucky enough to be part of it." Isabella was quiet for a moment, then, "I owe you an apology. What I said that day in the hospital, in his office, I was cruel, unfair. I blinked, surprised. I thought you were using him. Thought you were like the others who tried to get close for the money, the power. But you're not. She met my eyes. You walked into a hospital room and told my father he was wrong. You chose Dante when he had nothing. That's... She smiled slightly. That's real. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Papa's enemies know Dante's no longer under his protection. There will be people who try to hurt him, to hurt you. Her expression hardened. If that happens, if you need help, call me. Family might be complicated, but it's still family. She pressed a card into my hand, then walked away before I could respond. What did she want? Dante appeared at my side, concern in his eyes. To apologize, and to offer help if we need it. Huh. He looked genuinely surprised. Maybe there's hope for her yet. Maybe there's hope for everyone. Speaking of which, Dante took my hand, suddenly nervous. There's something I've been wanting to ask you. Dante. Not here. Come with me. He led me outside, away from the party, to a small park across the street. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink. When I was in the hospital, after I got shot, I had this moment where I thought I was going to die, Dante said quietly, and my only regret was that I hadn't done this properly, hadn't told you properly how much you mean to me. My heart started racing. Amara Oladipo, you saved my life, not just in that trauma bay, but before that. You saw me when I was invisible. You loved me when I was unlovable. You chose me when I had nothing to offer but a dangerous name and a complicated past. He pulled something from his pocket. A ring. Simple silver with a small diamond. I don't have my family's money anymore. I can't give you mansions or diamonds or anything fancy. But I can give you me, all of me, for the rest of my life, if you'll have me. Tears blurred my vision. Will you marry me? Yes. The word came out choked with emotion. Yes, you ridiculous man. Yes. He slipped the ring on my finger, and then his lips were on mine, and I was laughing and crying at the same time. Behind us, the party had spilled outside. Zara was screaming. Marcus was cheering. Someone popped champagne. She said yes, Zara yelled. My best friend is getting married. The crowd erupted in celebration. Dante pulled back just enough to whisper in my ear, I love you, my angel, my Amara, my everything. I love you too, always. We stood there, wrapped in each other, surrounded by people who'd become family, the family we chose, not the one we were born into. And for the first time in my life, everything felt right. Some months later, small chapel morning. The wedding was small, intimate, just the people who mattered. Zara stood beside me as maid of honor, crying before the ceremony even started. You look beautiful, she whispered, like stupid beautiful. My dress was simple, white lace off the shoulder, nothing fancy. We'd bought it at a consignment shop. I'd never felt more beautiful in my life. Is he here? I asked nervously. Girl, the man's been here since 6 a.m. Marcus had to physically stop him from seeing you earlier. He's a mess. It's adorable. Music started playing. That's our cue, Zara said. You ready? So ready. The doors opened. Dante stood at the altar in a simple black suit, Marcus beside him as best man. But I barely noticed anyone else. My eyes locked on his, and the rest of the world disappeared. His expression when he saw me, wonder, love, disbelief that I was his, made my knees weak. I walked down the aisle alone. My family was back in Lagos, unable to afford the trip, but I didn't feel alone. I felt surrounded by love. When I reached him, Dante took my hands. Hi, he whispered. Hi. The officiant started talking, but I barely heard the words. I was too lost in Dante's eyes, in the way his thumbs traced circles on the backs of my hands, in the sheer impossible miracle that we were here. Dante, do you take Amara to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Forever. Amara, do you take Dante to be your lawfully wedded husband? I do. Always. Then by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss. Dante didn't wait for him to finish. He pulled me close and kissed me like we were the only two people in the world. The small crowd erupted in cheers. When we finally pulled apart, both breathless, Dante pressed his forehead to mine. My wife, he whispered. You're my wife. And you're my husband. My legal, legitimate, wonderful husband. Best decision I ever made. Marrying me? Loving you. Everything else was just logistics. Reception. Small restaurant. Evening. We couldn't afford a fancy venue, so Marcus had arranged for us to rent out a small Italian restaurant owned by a friend. Red checkered tablecloths, candles, the smell of garlic and basil. It was perfect. A toast! Marcus stood, raising his glass. To Dante and Amara, the most stubborn, crazy, absolutely meant-for-each-other couple I've ever met. Dante, you gave up an empire for this woman. Amara, you chose a former mafioso with anger issues and more baggage than an airport. Everyone laughed. But seriously, Marcus continued, his voice softening, I've never seen two people fight harder to be together. You both sacrificed everything for love. And that's rare. That's special. So here's to love that defies odds, breaks rules, and builds something beautiful from ashes. To Dante and Amara. To Dante and Amara, everyone echoed. Zara stood next, dabbing her eyes with a napkin. Okay, I'm gonna cry, so bear with me. Amara, you're my best friend, my sister. And watching you fall in love with this man, she gestured at Dante, has been terrifying and beautiful. You two have been through hell, literal hell, and you came out stronger. She raised her glass. To new beginnings, to choosing love, to the family we make, and to Amara and Dante. May your life together be filled with more joy than drama. Though knowing you two, that's unlikely. More laughter, more tears. Then, unexpectedly, Isabella stood. The room went quiet. She'd arrived late, slipping in at the back. I'd been surprised to see her at all. I don't really do speeches, she started, but I figure I owe my stepbrother this much. Dante, when you first told me you were in love with a waitress, I thought you'd lost your mind. I said terrible things, did terrible things. Her voice wavered slightly. But watching you these past months, working an actual job, living in a regular apartment, being genuinely happy, I realized something. You didn't lose your mind. You found it. You found yourself outside of our father's shadow. And that's brave. She looked at me. Amara, take care of him. He's irritating and overprotective and has terrible taste in whiskey, but he's good. Really good. And he loves you more than anything, even more than he loved that stupid empire. She raised her glass. To Dante, to Amara, to freedom. Dante stood and crossed to his stepsister. They looked at each other for a long moment. Then Dante pulled her into a hug. Thank you, he said quietly. Don't make me regret it, she replied, but she was smiling. Later that night, our apartment. We stumbled through the door, laughing, slightly drunk on champagne and happiness. We're married, I said, still not quite believing it. We are. Dante picked me up, ignoring my shriek of surprise. And now I get to carry my wife over the threshold of our definitely not fancy apartment. It's our definitely not fancy apartment. Best apartment in the city. He carried me to our bedroom, still small, still cramped, but ours, and laid me gently on the bed. Hello, Mrs. Moretti, he whispered, settling beside me. I'm keeping my last name. Hello, Mrs. Oladipo Moretti. Better. He traced my face with his fingers, his expression turning serious. Thank you. For what? For not giving up on me, on us. There were so many moments when you could have walked away, should have walked away, but you didn't. Neither did you. I couldn't. You're my air, Amara, my reason, my everything. He kissed me softly. I'm going to spend every day of the rest of our lives making you happy, making sure you never regret choosing me. I could never regret you. Promise? Promise. We lay there in the darkness, wrapped around each other, two people who defied every odd to be together. Dante? I said sleepily. What do you think our life will look like? In 5 years? 10? I don't know, he admitted. Maybe we'll have a house. Maybe kids. Maybe we'll still be in this tiny apartment, but happy. Maybe we'll face more challenges from my past. Maybe we'll just love each other through all of it. That, he agreed. Definitely that. Outside, the city hummed with life. Somewhere, his father ran an empire. Somewhere, enemies plotted. Somewhere, the world continued spinning with all its complications and dangers. But here, in our small apartment, we were safe. We were together. We were home. And that was more than enough. 1 year later, push, Amara, you're almost there. I can't. Yes, you can, Dante's voice was in my ear, his hand crushing mine. You can do anything. You're the strongest person I know. Push, I screamed. Pushed. Felt like I was breaking in half. Then a different cry. Small, furious, perfect. It's a girl, the doctor announced. A beautiful baby girl. They placed her on my chest, all red-faced and screaming, and my heart exploded. Oh my God, I breathed. Dante, look at her. Dante's face was wet with tears. She's perfect. You're perfect. I don't. You're babbling. I'm meeting my daughter. I'm allowed to babble. He kissed my forehead, then gently touched our daughter's tiny hand. She gripped his finger immediately. Hello, little one. I'm your papa. I'm going to protect you forever. I'm going to love you forever. And I'm sorry in advance for being overprotective and probably embarrassing, but Dante, you're already the most important thing in my world. After your mama. You're tied with your mama. I laughed through my tears. What should we name her? Dante asked softly. We discussed names for months but never decided. I looked at our daughter, at her tiny perfect features, at the life we'd created despite everything. Sophia, I said. It means wisdom, and God knows she'll need wisdom with you as a father. Hey, Sophia Meredio-Ladipo, what do you think? Dante looked at our daughter, his entire world in his eyes. I think it's perfect. Just like her, just like you, just like this life we built. A knock at the door. Zara and Marcus burst in, Zara immediately crying. Oh my God, she's so tiny. Can I hold her? Marcus, look how tiny. Let the woman rest first, babe, Marcus said, but he was grinning. 5 minutes, I said. Then you can hold her. Over the next hour, our little hospital room filled with people, our chosen family. Isabella came, bearing an absurdly expensive teddy bear and looking surprisingly emotional. Even some of Marcus's security team stopped by, but through it all, Dante never left my side. This is everything I never knew I wanted, he whispered during a quiet moment, Sophia sleeping in his arms. This family, this life, this peace. No regrets? Not a single one. You? Not one. He leaned over and kissed me softly. Thank you for being stubborn enough to love me. Thank you for being worth it. Sophia made a small noise, and we both looked down at her in wonder. Our daughter, our miracle, our new beginning. Outside the hospital window, the sun was setting over the city. The same city where we'd met in a club, where he'd been shot, where we'd fought and loved and built something impossible. But all of that felt like another lifetime. This, right here, right now, the three of us together, this was our life. And it was beautiful.